Hi, chat. How goes?
Yellow chat.
Lumi found a video and we're gonna watch it.
We're gonna talk about ponies today because, granted, we've been planning on doing this for a while. We just haven't had time.
Yeah, and Lumi decided to find the bad pony videos.
No. This one is actually funny. This one is actually really fucking funny because they're right. What the fuck, Lumi sounds weird? I'm sick. That's why I sound weird.
Well,
I'm
also
sick.
your mic sounds a little weird, to be fair.
It's my new mic. So it probably captures my sickness in HD.
It does. So do you think it's a genuinely funny video, or do you think they're serious?
It's a mix, like, from what I've seen, they're taking, like, just looking at this comments. Simone, aren't the writers progressive? Malcolm, I think they're super racist. Yes. Because the whole progressives are actually really fucking racist. Type of thing. And so it comes from that angle. Which is very true.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see. Can't wait to cringe at my past self. We can talk about regular pony stuff later, if you guys want, and if there's time.
And also, guys, Mizu really wants a pony model. We need to get him his pony model.
Yeah, I'll be working on it.
It's $450 for the art and the rigging. We gotta make him look super cute.
And we'll be a pony.
He will be a pony.
One day.
Alright. Let us start then.
Oh, I can't hear it. Let me make sure I don't have it unmuted. Oh, there we go.
My Little Pony
Got it.
Okay.
fandom was one of the predecessors to the modern online right culture. And a lot of people look at this show superficially. And even in the early days, it had a lot of right-wing fans, right? And they're like, but how? And I want to turn this around on you. How can anyone watch the My Little Pony show and not seeing that it's a show that explicitly advocates for racism, racial segregation, or at least what leftists would call racism, not what rightists would call racism, monarchism, colonialism, and anti-communism, that communism is evil, as well as anti-technological progress. So we're going to go into all of these.
From just those, what do you think, Mizu?
No, I totally agree. My Little Pony is the ultimate right-wing ethno-nationalist show. And they got even more right-wing with the comics, where they told us segregation is good and all races need to be separate but equal.
Yep.
My Little Pony show and its political theming is far to the right of a thinker like Munchus Mulbug. I might even argue that My Little Pony is far to the right of Nick Fuentes.
Wow.
And so we're gonna go like it's so far right, it makes me uncomfortable. But it built an entire generation of right-wing extremists by incepting them through a kids show. Like, no, Simone, like, you might think I'm exaggerating. We're going to go over one episode here where the villain, and this is like a core big bad villain of the show, and this is a 2-part arc, so it's like a big show.
Okay.
Everybody has like their inborn proficiencies, which are represented by their cutie marks, the things they are naturally good at.
Yeah, this is the little like logo that ends up on.
Yeah, that says I am uniquely good at X sort of a task.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I don't know, with Hogwarts, like you don't find out what house you're in or what your special skill is until you're older. So
right, but it is clearly like genetic in this world.
Why does Harry Potter always have to be brought into everything? I've literally never even seen a single Harry Potter movie or read a single Harry Potter book. My entire exposure to Harry Potter is Hogwarts Legacy.
Literally. Are they sped up? Yes, I just sped them up. And it's like, I think the reason why it's compared to Harry Potter is because essentially each house is a stereotype where the Slytherins are always going to be evil no matter what. The Gryffindors are the best little goody two-shoes around. Ravenclaws are the fucking nerds. And Hufflepuffs are just those weird kids that eat glue in the corner.
I mean, true. I hate to do this so early on. I need to go pee.
Okay.
I had like a huge thing of sweet tea on my way home.
You know what? Fair enough. Go pee. Hi, chat. How are you? But yeah, as I was saying before, we really need to get Mizu, his pony model. I think it'd be fun. Hello, Loma Kids Show got you into... No, I'm not into them. God, you weirdo. And also, hi, Mizu chat. Lumi's cutie mark his footprint is... No! I will show you Lumi's cutie mark. Hold on. It's a wave. It's a wave on her butt. It's a wave on her butt. It's not a foot, fucking weirdos. Lumi is a Hufflepuff confirmed. No, I'm not. I took the test back when Pottermore was a thing. And it said I was a Ravenclaw, so fuck you. Lumi, your pony model looks fantastic in motion. Oh, thank you. Hufflepuffs don't really read super chats. So shut up. Hufflepuffs don't know how to read in general. Hey, Shadow. Thank you for being a member for 13 months. Well, over a year with the fish, we need more pony model. Also, we'll be reading any of the chats from the other day, at least the Forbidden Ones chats. Excuse me. Lumi, how your nuddle's growing? Fine. Nerdy texting accountant, hi. It should be a moose for moose, man. Lumi protests that she hates feet, but Tanner's A music says differently. I trust the music over the... Oh, psh. Psh. Shut up.
I returned from my trip to the Lidl's room.
Oh, very good.
Sorry,
The sheer amount of projection from these people are already incredible, and the video barely even started. Well, it's like, these two are moderate right, though.
Lumi thinks it's a meme.
It's just one of those funny things where it's like, yes, the show does promote these, and it's really fucking funny. And the left is just like, no, it's all about friendship. And it's like, I mean,
Separate
I'm sure
but equal
if you
friends.
remember...
We can be friends if you're in the back of the bus.
And I'm sure you remember with Cozy Glow at the end of the series where she was weaponizing friendship into trying to take over the entirety of Ponyville. Or
yes.
Ponykind, really. Also, Cozy Glow didn't deserve to be turned to stone. I think she was done dirty.
They all deserve to be turned to stone. Every single one of them. Children, too. You know? The meme from Star Wars where he's upset and he's like, not just the men, but the women and children, too.
Yep. All right, let's keep going.
World. For example, it's mentioned that in one part they're talking about like what Applejack's little sister is going to have, and they go, well, it's probably going to be something to do with apples because in our family it's always something to do with apples.
God, why do you talk so fast?
Because you put it on 2 times speed.
No, I put it at 1.25 speed.
You put it on fast, and he talked fast.
No.
And she removes them all and replaces them with an equal sign. Literally, like, you know, the one the progressives use in like pro-gay protests and stuff like that. And then they all march around the town in what is clearly supposed to be communist-style marches. You can't have a nightmare if you never dream.
I'm sorry, I'm just having a hard time understanding. Different talents lead to different opinions, which lead to bitterness and misery.
And so we'll get into that in a second, but I want to start less than that. So let's look at how...
honestly, their little march reminded me of the hyenas during Scar's song.
Yeah. It's probably kind of what... Well, it's meant to be reminiscent of goose stepping, which was how, like, the Nazis marched.
Yeah.
They're calling
I need to
communism
rewatch the show.
Nazism.
Yep. I need to rewatch this show. God. You know what? I'll have to do that for a movie night in the server. Yeah.
Fair.
How does it handle colonialism, right? Surely, I'm going to read you this episode. You're going to be like, how did somebody write this? And then how is this conceivably approved? Okay? So the conflict arises between settler ponies of Appalachia, a joke on the Applejacks, who are a country-themed pony, being an Appalachian, but anyway, plant an apple orchard on the buffalo's traditional stampeding grounds without their permission. Now, the buffalo are a different species that dress up like Native Americans.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Clearly making it clear that in the My Little Pony universe, species, as well as the different castes of ponies, are allegories for race, blocking a path central to their heritage. The buffalo, led by Chief Thunderhooves, demands the tree's removal, viewing the land as sacred. We have a long and winding stampede trail that we run upon for many generations. The ponies refuse, citing the investment in the land for food and survival. The resolution comes mid-battle. So you may say, how do these ponies battle the Indians? So they battle them by throwing apple pies at their faces. So they bring apple pies as weapons. So keep in mind, in this allegory, apple pies are weapons, okay? Industrially produced weapons.
I still find that really fucking funny. Granted, I know the ponies aren't going to be pulling out fucking Lugers, and it's like, okay, well, gotta take you out now, but...
They could pull out
It's just funny to think they could.
I don't see the problem.
This video has to be a meme, lol. I don't know. It's just... Are we really going to bring up the apple pie blankets again? Yes, we are.
Look, it kept them warm during the winter, and it dealt with their weaker ones, so I don't see the problem.
Resolution comes mid-battle after Chief Thunderhoof tastes an apple pie thrown at him as a weapon and proposes a deal where the ponies keep the orchard but uproot some trees to create a clear path for the buffalo stampede. In exchange, the buffalo receive a share of the apple pies. So they trade the allegory for guns, industrially produced guns, to the colonized people without making any major concessions in terms of their industrialization plans. It's basically saying, oh, you people who are being colonized, you'll change your mind about this when you understand all of the great things you'll get from industrialization, like guns. There isn't really another way, and this isn't done as a shaky compromise.
I wish that there was a pipeline of apple pies to just guns. That would have been really fucking funny.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, what does this do? Oh, it shoots apples. It doesn't even have to shoot bullets.
Have you ever seen how Applejack won the war?
I forgot. How'd you win the war again?
No, it's a video. How long is it? Because maybe we can watch it. It's 3 minutes long. If you want to go through it.
Yeah, we can watch it. Hello, Archcast. Chat sends their thoughts, prayers, and put cheese and hopes of you getting better soon. Maybe drink ginger ale for a bit too. I'll probably get some.
There you go.
This looks like it's drawn in the Fairly Odd Parents art style, weirdly enough.
Yeah, fair.
And sofas.
Day one, war's begun. Come on, Johnny, get your gun. At fruit camp you learn to shoot. Boy, my helmet sure looks cute. March out, rendezvous. Hey, I'm speaking fancy too. Agent Orange, just wait and see. Apple tanks are all we need. Come on now. We're just getting started. Day 2, lots to do. Rarity is working too. War is like an apple farm. Raise that field and raise this barn. So far, it's a breeze. Some civilian casualties. Hit your mark, a fatal blow. Grab your partner, goes the dough. Play it, son. Draft horse, no remorse. Alpha Bravo, Charlie horse. Family bonding, selling bonds. Signing treaties, singing songs. Take off, thumbs away in my plastic aeroplane. Hope my backup gets here soon. Hey, it's Twilight Sparkles Bloom. Day 3, out at sea in my Apple submarine. In the silence, spending time ruminating on my crimes. Wake up, not done yet. Battle time, all hands on deck. We can sink their battleships, burn them to a Honeycrisp. White flag, we're not done. Got those cowards on the run. Round them up, no need to stall. Take no prisoners, kill them all! Get along, little doggies. How do you like them apples? Day 4, won the war, loyal to my apple core. Ponyville gives amnesty, red delicious victory. Warhorse, proud to be. Freedom isn't ever free. Hung my ribbons at the door. That's how apples won the war.
I don't even remember what this is from. I just saw it one day and I just...
Hold on, that's a fucking iPod shuffle. What the?
Yeah.
Why does she have an iPod shuffle?
Because it kind of looks like a ribbon, sort of.
Great. Once we have Lumi updated on pony lore, we can introduce her to Fallout Equestria and the various spin-offs. I was told about Fallout Equestria, and I heard it was very long.
See, Lumi knows about some stuff, but then there's some stuff that's just kind of like me. That's like from my corner of it.
Oh, man.
That's how the pony war was fought.
Oh, very good.
Compromise or something like this. Effing Pinkie Pie does a whole song about how great this is. So for viewers who don't know the show, the pony, the country-themed pony that you're about to see talk, is the world's avatar of honesty. Like, she is a magically chosen pony once for generation for being, like, the most honest a pony could possibly be, and she defends colonization.
They busted their rumps here, and now they're supposed to bust their rumps again just because some buffalo won't stampede someplace else? The buffalo had it first. The settler ponies need it to live. Come on, Applejack, you're being unreasonable.
Can you, like, just, Simone, you, writer's room.
I mean, since Applejack is the pony of honesty, she should just be like, well, I represent honesty, and your argument is invalid to me, motherfucker.
Does that make everything she says true, though? So could, and if not, does that mean the element of honesty could get, like, re-imbued into just literally the world's most racist pony ever?
Yeah.
And it's them walking around being like, oh, I'm the most honest pony in the land, we need to get the unicorns out of our country. The unicorns don't belong here. They're doing their unicorn magic to affect our government.
I think that's what Cozy Glow is trying to do.
And she ended up winning.
It's like if Cozy Glow is able to, stay on the fucking down low until she was an adult, I think she would have been able to completely overthrow everybody.
Yeah,
But since she was just a little filly, she was just kind of nerfed.
Yeah. And she won anyways in the comics.
I need to read the comics. I'll get them at some point. If she's honest, she tells the truth as she knows it. It's like we all know that Applejack hates lying, and she stands firm on her convictions. So, if anything, she is speaking her truth.
Somebody in chat says, looking at the channel, I'm pretty sure it's all rage bait. They have a video arguing for increasing teen pregnancy rates.
They're just little jokesters. That's what they are. And also, he finds any reason he can to talk about My Little Pony. So for this video, I'm proud of him.
Fair.
They're like, let's handle colonization, okay? They didn't have to make an episode about colonization. They didn't have to make an episode where they dressed up a different species like Native Americans.
No.
They didn't have to make them childish and stampede pointlessly from one place to another.
They did not.
They did not, but they set all this up clearly because they're like, let's do a colonizer episode. And the point of the episode could have been, we're not so different or something. No, they literally made the key conflict of the episode, the settlers taking their ancestral land, and they literally made the resolution to that being, everybody wants the fruits of civilization, just compromise on your tradition.
I mean, aren't the writers of this progressive though? What's going on? I do not
know what. No, you will progressively see as you go down this. I don't think they are. I think they may be like secretly like super racist. Keep in mind, this isn't like we regularly see in the show.
Or is this just the like progressive to racist horseshoe where when you remove the technical aesthetics of our reality, you see their true philosophy just come through and how they actually feel about everything, which actually is
everyone will be the urban monoculture eventually.
Racist and imperialist and classist. I mean, in the end, the urban monoculture is all those things. It's the most imperialist, it's the most classist, it's the most
not as racist. No, this show, and we'll get into themes it has that are anti-urban monoculture in the extreme.
Oh, okay, so that's off my theory, I guess. Although they do hate themselves though, so maybe not.
Yeah, this isn't the only time. We see other instances because there are other species than ponies, and we see this world like the ponies begin. Apparently, the various races of ponies used to fight with each other, and then they came together in sort of a class-based social structure based on their race, which we'll get to in a second. And they then fought off because one of the classes, the Pegasus, became the military branch initially. So clearly they were fighting an outside force. So we see other species that are on like the fringes of the equestrian world, and clearly we see how they're pushed back, and we see that they are treated with racism within pony society. So like a zebra lives in the woods outside of the main town called Ponyville. Cora,
oh yeah,
interaction with her.
Isn't she like the sort of witch doctor-y one?
Oh yeah, no, it's super racist the way she's depicted.
Right.
She is a witch doctor who speaks.
This is one thing I have always wondered. Why do they just leave Zecora all the way out in the forest, or does she just want to stay in her home and just not leave and go towards town?
Boomy, separate but equal. You must understand, she has to stay out there.
She has to stay out there. We can't have her too close by.
She is an equal pony in our society, but she must remain separated from the rest of us. That is how God intended the ponies to be. First time I've seen anything of MLP more than some thumbnails or some kid watching it in the background when I was doing home repairs. It was an unironically good show, and people can talk shit all they want about me for that. I thought it was fun.
It is a fun show, honestly. It's like there's a reason why, what was it? The 4chaners that were originally watching it ironically was suddenly just like, well, we really like this show now. I don't know. It's funny, and I love it.
And Rhymes, who is clearly supposed to be allegorical for black people, like Africans specifically. So anyway, she and tribalistic Africans, because she's very tribalistic. Yeah. Even after they learn, oh, she's not that bad, they don't like welcome her into the town until like the 22nd season of this show. She still lives in a shack in the woods. Okay, she is friends with like the literal princess of this land. okay? Because one of the main characters becomes a princess, and the princess can't even requisition her a house. She still has to live in a wooden shack.
Lumi, your mic sounds jank. Make sure you're using the right one. I'm using my right one.
It's much better than the left one, chat.
Shut up. Yeah, it's the correct mic. It's just because it's one, higher quality, and two, I'm shooting in my living room. I have a one wall next to my computer, and it's like above me.
Also, to be fair, people say that about my mic all the time when I use this one instead of the one on my headset.
There's a lot of background noise. My AC's on. That's why.
Ilmi's trying to stay comfortable.
It went from like 50 degrees to like almost 80. So I was like, what the fuck? So I turned on my AC.
Maybe she chooses to live in the woods. I mean, maybe, but kind of far out of town, and none of her friends are there. She just lives in seclusion like a crazy person.
Well, it's like, guys, I have like this entire fucking soundboard that I still need to mess with and shit. Because it's like, I plugged it in and then there's suddenly all these knobs and shit and I'm like, fuck. So, that's a problem for future me. Alright, let's continue.
Jack, outside of town? But no, that is what is needed to maintain the friendship of harmony. So,
wow.
At the heart of the society show, you have three categories of ponies.
Okay.
And they're clearly allegorical for racial differences.
Oh, right. There's unicorns that have the horn. There's
unicorns who can use magic.
Pegasuses
who can fly.
Yes, and then there's
earth ponies.
Earth ponies.
Oh wait, stop.
They don't have anything. They're not a Pegasus.
So, are alicorns allegories for race mixing?
Alicorn allegory for race mixing?
Because they're unicorn, pegasi, earth ponies. Although, granted, earth ponies absolutely got the shaft because there's no telling what specifically makes an alicorn part earth pony. Other than earth ponies have like strong legs and are good at earth stuff, like planting. I don't know. Earth ponies just got the absolute shaft on that one.
They honestly did. And like, I don't know, because there's not really many alicorns because it's only the princesses. Yeah, it's just the princesses, really.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like,
maybe they're just super extra special, so they get all the magical abilities of every variant of pony, I guess.
True.
I mean, it's said when they're talked about that they have a special connection to the land.
Sure.
Except we are seeing through multiple scenes that this is categorically not true. So they say they have a special connection to the animals and land, and yet which of the ponies can talk to animals?
The freaking Pegasus. Yeah.
It's the Pegasus. It's the only pony we know that can talk to animals.
That's Fluttershy for those wondering.
And then we learn in the second season, like the reboot of the show, Earth ponies are said to get magic for the first time, and it is plant-based magic. But it is stated that they didn't have this form of magic before, which implies that they didn't.
I mean, honestly, I know nothing of Gen 5. Is the newest failed one and was canceled after like 2 seasons.
Oh, did it not do well?
No. People hated the art style because the art style was kind of shit.
They needed the bronies to stay around.
They did. And it's like, oh, what was it? It's like they removed a lot of the charm from Gen 4. And then they tried to bring Twilight back for some reason, and she looked horrible. She looked so fucking bad.
Fair.
The CGI slop. It's like, there was 2 iterations of Gen 5. One was the 2D animated show that had the bean mouth style, and then the 3D show. It was just all bad.
I'll be honest, I didn't think the 3D show looked that bad. But I know
the 3D show looked fine, but the Bean Mouth one looked absolute shit. The writing was bad for both, though.
Fair. I didn't really watch it.
Didn't have some special connection to plants. Moreover, when their cutie marks are switched, sorry, I am getting feisty about this. When their cutie marks are switched, Applejack's cutie mark is switched with Pinkie Pie's cutie mark, who is also an Earth pony who tries to take over the farm and is unable to run it, and everything is dying. So even as an Earth pony, it's shown that it is not because Applejack is an Earth pony that she is good at this. It's because Applejack is Applejack that she's good at this. When another Earth pony attempts to take over the farm, she is unable to do it. So you might be like, oh, so there's one class of ponies without any special skills, right? How is society maintained if that's the case? And the answer is segregation. And we'll get to how this is done. But what you will notice is outside of the main town that the show takes place in, most of the cities are segregated by ethnic group, e.g. by species, with the Pegasus living mostly in Cloudsdale. You can see, well, the other species can't live in Cloudsdale, except we know that's not true because Twilight gives the rest a spell so that they can walk on the clouds of Cloudsdale. So that could happen to other ponies. And then we see Canterlot, the main city, is predominantly, this would be like the capital where the aristocrats and wealthy and academics live, is predominantly just unicorns. Very, very few other ponies are there. And so, yeah, it is a class segregated society, but more than being class segregated.
So Earth ponies are country hicks, besides filthy rich. Unicorns are nerds, and Pegasus are just the jocks, I guess.
I would say with Cloudsdale, it's more fair just because you would probably have to like constantly re-up your magic, and that'd probably get exhausting, like living there, you know?
Yeah.
With Canterlot, I feel like every time we've seen Canterlot, it's portrayed more like a college town, right? Like that's where all the unicorns go to learn their magic. So like most other races really wouldn't go there, because there's nothing really for them to learn. They can't do magic.
And it's like, I don't know if they get into this more in the comics or what. But I want to know like why the crystal ponies are so much more special than like, you know, all the other ones.
I forgot that the crystal ponies are a thing, and they just look like, don't they just kind of look like regular unicorns but a little shiny?
They look like they just have a shiny coat of paint on them that looks like a gemstone, I guess.
Yeah. And they're just they have Queen Cadence.
Yeah.
Looks like a Redditor, but a higher pitched MatPat with MatPat's enthusiasm for their subjects.
What's this level thing? Oh, it's just to show how much you talk in chat. It's nothing special.
It is almost as if the Earth ponies are genetically modified to be something of an underclass, in that they are uniquely eager to please and affable, and this seems to be a genetically inherited trait within them. In the song about the character's flaws, we see Applejack, the Earth pony, literally serve as a footstool for Rarity, the unicorn.
I can be a drama queen, a bit stuck up, it's true, and I can be too eager to please.
We see the two primary Earth ponies' characteristics being that they really want to, like, Pinkie Pie really wants to make people laugh and make people happy.
To be fair, anybody would want to be under Rarity.
I know Arch does. Rarity's his favorite pony.
Yeah, I'd be under Rarity. I don't see the problem here.
Overwhelmingly wants to please people and is seen as very, very eager to please. We do see Earth ponies without this trait, like Filthy Rich, but they are definitely the minority in Earth pony society. Whereas within Unicorn society, the majority seem to be arrogant and intellectual, and within Pegasus society, they appear to be very athletic, militaristic, and competitive.
Yeah. Though Fluttershy is not.
No, of course there are, you know, outliers within this system, but basically what this show.
I mean, honestly, when Fluttershy gets pissed off and locks in, she can fly pretty fucking fast.
She can, and it's kind of portrayed as like Fluttershy left for the reason that she was not like the rest of them.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for the 10, Danny. Here's to making Pony Mizu a reality. Thank you.
And
I really wanted to say riddle me this, Batman. Riddle me this, Batman. What's the meme? What is 41% but also 4? I can't remember the numbers. Somebody in chat will correct me. That's how you know I'm not really racist, chat. I don't keep track of all the statistics.
Argues more broadly is you should take jobs and live in places that are aligned or coherent with your ethnic abilities and talents.
Yeah.
If you are born a Pegasus, you should live among other Pegasus. But if your talents are needed in another town, like an Earth Pony town, like to maintain the weather within that town, because you would need a Pegasus to maintain the weather within every Earth Pony town, you can go to that town and help them with the tasks that you are uniquely suited for. If you are a Asian, you should go be a doctor in a majority white settlement because they're just not going to be able to handle that task on their own. If you're a Jew, you should go be a banker in a majority white settlement because they're just not going to be able to handle that on their own. And if you're an Earth Pony, if you look at like the way things are produced in this world, the Earth Ponies manage this sort of underclass of ponies. It's very obsequious. Essentially manages the production of everything other than luxury goods. The Pegasus take on the job of military and controlling the weather, which obviously they can use this to get the Earth Ponies to do whatever they want because the Earth Ponies can't grow anything without them. And the unicorns seem to, almost as a favor to the Earth Ponies, segregate themselves. And this is what's really interesting, is the show portrays segregation as beneficial to the underclasses. Specifically, Equestria's geography and economy reinforce the de facto segregation, implying the racist race-based divisions lead to smoother operation than forced multiculturalisms. If professions were integrated, then resentment would brew. Why hire an Earth Pony baker when a unicorn could levitate ingredients faster? The shared economy works because the racists, quote unquote, know their place. Echoing arguments that racial hegemony in vocations reduces friction and boosts productivity. That I find to be kind of cool because it could shy away from this, right? Like it could not touch the fact that unicorns can do basically anything Earth Ponies can do, but better than Earth Ponies, right? But no, the show.
Thinking about this, how much more chaotic do you think Pinkie Pie would be if she was a unicorn?
I don't know if he's going to show this, but I want him to because there is a scene where they're trying to help Applejack get her farm back on track, right? And I don't think it's Rarity. I think it's Twilight, who she literally levitates every single apple off like 20 trees at once and into baskets. And it's kind of just portrayed as like this, oh, wow, that's amazing kind of thing. And then we move on from it. But like, you could have a apple farmer who's a unicorn and they would finish their entire season of like picking apples in like an afternoon. And then they'd just be totally free to do whatever the fuck else for the rest of the year. Because they can literally just mass do it with magic. And I want him to show that scene because that's actually portrayed as like, the fuck is the point of the Earth Pony if the unicorn can just like do all of it in 5 minutes?
Earth Ponies are farmers. Wanna know who else could be farmers? Unicorns, because they can carry more tools. They can do a lot. But no one could ever replace Pinkie Pie.
And then we've seen that they have air transportation from like Pegasus, like flying like cargo crate type things they could use. Why wouldn't you just use that over like Earth Ponies too? Because they can just fly over mountains. That in the first episode with Twilight being brought to Equestria. Mm-hmm. Like, you wouldn't ever want to use an Earth Pony to transport stuff, because either the unicorns could do it faster by levitating, or the Pegasus can do it faster by going over all the hills and trees and terrain and shit. Earth Ponies are for making the trees comfortable, Mizu.
As Celestia making a law that only Earth Ponies can be farmers out of pity for them. They need something to do.
Is it that? Or is it like the kind of farmer who refuses to buy like a big John Deere tractor and says, actually, I'm just going to hire a bunch of Mexicans to pick my cotton for me?
I could honestly see that. Instead of having a bunch of homeless earth ponies just sitting around, it's like, we'll work for food.
TOA for 10. Division of labor, specialization, and full labor utilization still increases productivity, even if one actor is objectively better at producing all goods than one another. Math proves it.
And
I
also,
guess.
It's like percentage-wise, there are a lot more earth ponies than there are Pegasus and horns. So what do you out of being a Pegasus or a unicorn, which one do you think is the more dominant gene?
I think unicorns. I definitely think unicorns are the superior pony.
Unicorns are a superior pony?
I believe they are. Even though I always portray myself
extremely
as a
hardcore.
Pegasus.
There's an episode called Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000 where the Flimflam brothers, a group of 2 unicorns, create a machine that uses magic to automatically both pick and press cider. Meaning that they could create a near infinite amount and increase cider production significantly.
It's the spinning Jenny of Equestria.
It is. But it's framed as this very negative thing, right? The Applejack family, they're like, well, we'll take 75.
Is it because I only watched a little bit of this video? Well, I didn't even watch the video. I was listening to it. Is this video just a drunken rant about My Little Pony? Because he's just been sipping on that Cooler's Light.
I mean, maybe.
Time.
I would also
what? Good for him.
I'd also like to clarify that the Flim Flam episode, which is based off of the John Henry story, the train track layer versus the actual train machine. Both of those stories just kind of prove that even if this one guy is better at it, that it's just that one specific guy, and we'd honestly be better off making like 20 of these machines and sending them all over the place. Because, they technically beat the Flim Flam brothers, but they have to work their ass off, and tomorrow they're going to be too tired to do anything. That machine is still going to work.
Yeah, but also with the Flim Flam brothers, wasn't the competition to making most apple cider, not the most delicious apple cider?
Yeah.
So by the rules, the Flim Flam brothers would have won. But, you gotta send out a good message, so they let Applejack win.
Yeah, well, because they still would have won, but they fucked it up because they had to up the machine so they would lower the quality of it. They were still doing better than them.
Yeah.
If they could sell those machines, and then every farm could be doing that kind of productivity for a minor amount of work. You can see this woman doing her best to keep a straight face through all this.
She has to. Because what did someone say in the comments? That they're married, so she is supporting him.
Or she's playing the straight woman.
If we work together and push ourselves to our breaking points, we can outperform one machine per day. Okay, but we can make 50 more machines by the end of the year. Yeah.
5% of the product profits, as they should, because they're basically removing all of the yearly work of the Apple family.
I mean,
the Apple family keeps 25%, but they'll be able to produce more and faster and expand their land, right? But the Apple family's having none of this. They're like, nope, progress is bad. Industrial progress is bad. Why would this world be so anti-industrial progress? Well, it's because if unicorns could just come out and do this, and a note here, you might be thinking, is the machine defective in some way? Does it poison the cider in some way? Does it? No. The machine is shown to completely do everything they promise it can do. It doesn't break and start making mistakes until to keep up, because they do a competition where they're like, well, whoever is better, you doing this on your own or us running the machine, that's who wins the rights to sell to Apple, this town, okay?
Yeah.
And Applejack, basically cheating, just works really hard in a way that is obviously unsustainable and against the spirit of the competition. And so the brothers remove the limiter, the thing that's supposed to maintain the
maximum
quality of the cider, and it ends up including parts like bad apples, it ends up including, and stems it ends up including, and everything like that, which again, that now they end up being framed as very bad because of this. But I'd actually point out, Applejack broke the spirit of the competition more than they did. The point of the competition was to find out which way in a sustainable fashion was a better way to do this. That's the point of competing one thing against another thing. If you work so hard that you die at the end, like that famous case where the guy competed against the steam engine, you haven't shown that humans are better. You've shown that pushing yourself to your absolute limit. Second, they technically won the competition. The competition was about how much you could produce, not about the quality of what was produced.
True.
On two fronts, Applejack cheated within.
I love his passion for this, honestly. And also,
it's true.
Yeah, Applejack did kind of cheat.
It's what I said earlier. It's not sustainable. Like, she's going to be tired as shit tomorrow and is not going to be able to do anything. That machine is going to work exactly the same it did the day before. It's stupid to have that kind of competition because the prize is a monopoly, and monopolies are bad and can only exist with government backing. Well, yeah, there's nothing stopping them from just working alongside and do what people do in the real world, where they're like, oh, we're like sustainable farm, that we pick it all by hand ourselves. We lovingly check each and every single one, and we're putting it on a 200% markup because idiots will buy that.
Yeah.
And people would buy it.
Yep.
In this competition. But what is shown from this is that the segregation of this world, unicorns not interfering in the tasks of earth ponies, even though they can do them much better and at a much higher capacity, is a good thing. The unicorns self-segregating to the, if you look at the unicorn characters at the show, we know one is very academic from the Twilight. But if Twilight's engaging with like any other intellectual in the show, they're almost always a unicorn. The other is very high society, high status, producing cultural goods. Rarity, who owns a dress shop, and when she's engaging with other high society ponies, they are often unicorns. So the unicorns, it's basically like we let this group that is naturally better than us control the wealth predominantly and the status roles and the noble titles, and in exchange they don't take the few jobs where we are still able to compete in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
So it's more than just the standard argument of, yes, there are racial differences. Yes, some people won't conform to those differences, like Fluttershy. But broadly speaking, you should lean into your differences and self-segregate. And society will run. Do you see how this isn't me reading something that's not intended into the show.
But the friends, this is My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and the friends are from different groups. There's 2 Pegasuses, 2 Earth Ponies, 2 unicorns, and 2 Earth Ponies. So
there's 2 of each, but they all fall into their group's racial stereotypes. Except for Fluttershy. Fluttershy is the only one who doesn't fit her group's ethno stereotype, as established by the show. And note, the show treats this as weird, as having a group with a bunch of different races all friends with each other. This is shown as being the not normal thing within this world. I'd also note another thing about the show, very not right-wing, is the world is very clearly matriarchal society.
Like super clearly. Men are 100% accessories.
Yeah, men have virtually no positions of power in this world. There's no male members of the monarchy.
It's also because it's a girls' show. And so, of course, I wouldn't want any stinky boys in my favorite TV show. It's like with the original My Little Pony show. There was no dudes except for the villain.
And that's how we ended up with Bid Mac being the stallion, who is in all the memes, fucking basically the entire town.
Yep. And then Weird Al just to be marrying Pinkie Pie with his pony. Which still
pissed a lot of people off.
It did, and he leaned into it, and he's just like, yes, I did marry this pony. Oh, God bless Weird Al. Had no idea My Little Pony was like this.
Oh, it's a wild show, bro.
It is. Again, this show got the fan base it did for a reason. It sustained so long for a reason. So sometimes the writers kind of they leaned in a little too much into the fan input, but that's a whole discussion for another day.
Yeah. So the Earth ponies are the average Joes, the unicorns are high class society, rich people, and the alicorns are the government. The alicorns are specifically just the monarchs. However, most cities do have like a mayor figure, and it's typically whoever is the predominant race of that city.
The fact that Ponyville's name is Mayor. She was literally born just to be mayor.
Yeah.
That is kind of depressing.
What do you do if your cutie mark is something you hate?
Oh man, I don't know. What would you do? It's like, I could honestly see just like some pony hating it enough where they just try to carve off their cutie mark. Or they go to fucking, what's her name? Who is the commie? I forgot.
I thought it was Starlight Glimmer. I could be wrong though.
I think it's Starlight. Yeah, it's Starlight. I think they would join the communist commune.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe that's why a bunch of people went there, because they hated their cutie marks. So they just wanted to be like everyone else.
True. Give up on life at that point.
You run out of town when you're doing your own math homework and get your tax collector cutie mark. Oh my god. Do you, like... Oh, what if there's just like some random cutie mark that's just like, you're gonna be a butcher in your future, and it's like, what the fuck's a butcher? And then a serial killer happens. You know what? How would serial killings happen in My Little Pony? Because cutie marks are very identifiable.
True. I don't know. Would it be something like... I mean, would their cutie mark be a serial killer cutie mark? And then like, oh, we can't touch him. Like, he's the serial killer. He has to do that.
He has to fulfill his life's purpose.
Yeah, that's his life's purpose. We can't like stop him. He was born to kill you. Sorry.
Oh my fucking god. That would just be funny.
We're entering an uncomfortable rabbit hole. No, chat, there has always been the joke about the pony with the dick sucking cutie mark. Where he tries to talk about like, yeah, we should all be able to choose what we do and what our cutie marks are. Somebody looks at him and it's like, shut up, dick sucking pony. We all know what you're good at.
Oh man, I love.
Born to be a prostitute.
Is this some kind of caste system? Yes. Are the marks like genetic or predetermined to your abilities? It shows up after. I think it shows up like after you discover something that you're decent at, which is why the cutie mark crusaders are a thing. They keep trying different things to get their cutie marks. What is Body Blues mark? I don't want to fucking about that.
There are no male elected officials that we see. Mayor is a female. The most powerful male I'm familiar with is either Shining, whatever his name is, Twilight's brother, who ends up marrying into the monarchy, but does not appear to become a king or a prince. He's still a royal guard. Very much a woman's fantasy. I get to be queen and married to a royal guard. He doesn't change status. He still walks around protecting me all tough. And the other one I would think of is Filthy Rich. This is another powerful male who achieved, I guess, wealth through mercantilism. But this is, there's a series of fan fictions about this that really made me realize it, called My Little Pony Fallout Equestria. Really like the series. It's very good. It takes place in the Fallout Equestria universe. Very dark. I love mixing the bright bubbliness of this with the dystopian of this in a way that highlights how actually dystopian everything was all along. And in one of the vaults, if you know the Fallout universe, they run different experiments in the various vaults. One of the vaults of the experiment is, what if we put males in positions of power? And one of the characters grew up in this vault and is always making faux pas in the world and just doesn't understand why men should be seen as an underclass. And it really puts this in stark contrast how much everyone else in pony society.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that Fallout Equestria just basically wrote the Barbie movie?
True.
When they tried to...
Well, also, one he missed, because there is actually one technically royal male character, and that would be King Sombra. Granted, is a villain, but I think point stands.
I think he was talking about ponies specifically.
Isn't Sombra a pony? I mean, he's just like an evil unicorn.
Oh, right.
You know, Sombra is the one that Cadence had to fight, the black unicorn. Oh, he's black unicorn?
I think it's... Oh my god. But I think it's like, you know, non-villainous ponies and stuff. Like, you can't, like, we never see a good king or anything like that. It's like the only higher power that is more so morally gray is Discord. But he switches, he flip-flops so much until the very end when Fluttershy just breaks him.
And then he tells the story of pony racism in the comics.
It's still funny that it's just implied at the end of the show that Fluttershy and Discord are just a thing.
Oh, 100% they fucked.
Oh yeah. Discord best character, fight me. He is a very good character.
Assumes that males should be seen as a rightful underclass without complaint. And nobody complains about this anywhere in the show. Even you can be like, well, what about like the more conservative, even coded parts of this, like the Appalachian coded Applejack character and her family that's very much like a clan based family structure, which is interesting. I never thought about that. But yeah, they do a very good job of showing Appalachian culture. But anyway, no, her family is clearly run by Applejack, not even the oldest of the siblings. Her big brother, Big Mac, is basically treated as a workhorse. And doesn't really.
Well, yes, he is a man of very little word. He is a workhorse, and he enjoys what he does while he rails the entirety of Ponyville.
You know, he's getting to fuck everybody. I don't know why he would complain. He's literally the only male in town.
Yeah. Besides Filthy Rich, but that's boring. Filthy Rich loves his wife. He literally works in his sleep. Yeah, he's a workaholic. They called their ship Disco Shy. There has to be a better ship. Shy. That sounds so stupid. Granted, ship sound. You know what? Never mind.
Really talk about.
He's almost the lurch of the family.
Bless you.
Yeah, even though he's older and bigger and does more work. And the family is very obviously, if you look at like the structure of it, default run by the grandmother. Mm-hmm. If not, you know, the older sister, who's still the younger of Big Mac. So very dystopian in that. And I just love that it was like, they just wrote it that way, and they were just like balls out on the table. Yes, women run this world. Men are basically their slaves. Deal with it. The society is okay with this. It works. Oh, and yes, racial groups exist. They live in a segregated society.
I'm trying to figure out a way to steelman this. I mean, I'm wondering if they're just trying to look at this from like little girls' perspectives, where when they're playing with girly dolls, that's the world that everyone lives in. Everything's run by princesses, and most of their dolls are female. So why wouldn't men? I mean, the problem is they had to flesh this child's world, this little girl's world, fantasy world, doll world, into a larger cohesive body of canon, a universe with different groups and politics.
But hold on. The problem is, right, is if that was the case, right, why not have a prince? Right, like
because girls don't have princes in their fantasies.
They effing do, Simone. I have read enough female romance books.
Little girls playing with dolls do not.
Okay, maybe.
Even my friends who treated Barbies like throwing devices didn't have really Ken dolls.
Well, let's see if I can convince you further, right?
Okay.
it's like honestly, but like with the original generation of My Little Pony and stuff, it was very, very, very bare bones. There wasn't much of a plot going on because it was just a glorified toy commercial, more or less. But I wish they would have had more guts in terms of like villains that they used in the 80s compared to the villains in the 2010 series.
Yeah.
Because come on, why couldn't they turn ponies into dragons? That would have been so fucking cool.
I mean, to be fair, we had the one guy, the big Trigon looking motherfucker. I forget what he was. He's like a huge centaur thing.
Yeah. It's like I know when Discord was disguising himself, it was the villain from the 80s series. And people thought that they were actually going to bring this villain back and it was going to be so fucking cool. But no, it's just Discord. It's like, fuck you, Discord. God.
Didn't they end up bringing him back, though, at one point?
No. That was just Discord's disguise.
Fair.
It was when, fucking, what was her name? Queen Chrysalis, Discord disguised, and, fucking, I forgot her name. Cozy Glow was just running amok.
Fair.
Rogar. Yeah.
You could say, okay, they have a monarchy because little girls like monarchy. So the society is ruled by a class called alicorns, which are, so in this world, magic is clearly like an allegory for technology, like the Super Spider Squeezy 6000 was made with magic. So essentially, they're genetically modified being or genetically modified like god human, basically is what they are. They are larger than the other ponies. They live almost forever. They have both wings and a unicorn horn and presumably some tie to the
flows in a weird way.
Yes, and their hair flows in a weird way. And it is shown that you can both be born to this caste if you are born of an alicorn, as happens with whatever her name's is kid, or you can be transformed this way through essentially genetic engineering.
You know, the very subtle cadence hate is a little funny.
Was Cadence born into it? I don't think we
No. No, Cadence's child was born into it.
Oh, fair, yeah.
But just the subtle dig of just whatever her name's is, kid. I'm like, God. Granted, why do a lot of people hate Cadence? I forget.
She's kind of just off on the side, I guess. Like I don't think it's necessarily hate. It's that she doesn't exist. They introduce Cadence and they introduce the Crystal Ponies. And then the only time we see Cadence is when she's standing behind Luna and Celestia not doing anything after that.
Honestly, the only good thing that I liked about Cadence was when Queen Chrysalis was disguised as her.
Yeah.
And then we got This Day aria. That was literally the best I've seen of Cadence.
Like, she's kind of a non-existent entity in the show.
Yeah.
Even though Luna and Celestia come back a lot, Cadence just, like, talks down to Twilight a lot, as if she's, like, has the experience. Yeah, as if she has the experience that Celestia and Luna have. And it's like, no, hun, you don't. You are closer in age to Twilight than you will ever be to Luna and Celestia. Like, it's not even close.
Engineering was in this world because, again, magic is allegorical to technology. Again, I don't know if I hate this. You know, maybe society should be ruled because you could modify somebody to be more pro-social, to be more caring.
It seems kind of Aristotelian, doesn't it? This idea of there being some noble leading class that sacrifices a lot and is somehow superior in various ways. It's been a while since I've read.
I mean, clearly you can be born into this class because we've seen, like, it's not just that people achieve it. Remember, Twilight's niece is born into this class from Candace. Candace marries Shining Armor.
Oh, yeah.
And then she has a kid, and the kid is born an alicorn. So we know that it's not, like, based on merit only or something like that.
Yeah.
And you could say, well,
Wait,
Twilight gets it through merit, but again, she's a unicorn.
He 1,000% hates Cadence. Like,
Yep.
we went from... You know, what's her name? The other one. he knows her name, but he's intentionally getting it wrong and calling her Candace.
Yeah.
He knows Cadence. He just does not like her.
Oh my god. Just in the fact that this isn't even the first time that I've heard some, like, not even saying that they outright hate Cadence, but there's just, it's obvious that they do not like her at all. In My Little Pony still thing, I lived through it in the 80s and thought the Brony reboot was cringe.
Oh, they'll always reboot it. It's one of Hasbro's mainstays.
Yeah. I love the 80s series, though. It always has a special place in my heart. I still have my toys, too. Oh, they're at my granny's house. But,
Fair.
Unicorn, and the merit appears to have something to do with magical ability. Although we see in the reboot that I think non-unicorns can have this happen to them as well. So I think it happened to an Earth Pony in the reboot.
I haven't watched the reboot. Okay.
So potentially it could happen. Depends on.
Okay, in the reboot, she doesn't turn into an actual fucking alicorn. It's like some fucking bright lights. They go away.
Interesting.
It's so stupid. Actually, a second. Let me.
You know, I probably should have brought this up earlier when we were talking about how they're all different races. What race do you think the Kirin are?
Kirin?
Yeah, I don't think we really spend much time on the Kirin other than like learning that they have like a vow of no emotion and no talking.
I don't know. It's like, I know that they focus on more pony races in the comics.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, the Kirin all bow to Mother Fauna.
Oh, here we go. This is the Gen 5 version of an alicorn. She isn't even a real alicorn, they're just lights.
We're actually flying! Woo!
But yeah, she just gets fancy lights and then they disappear after a while.
Why does she look like Scootaloo?
I don't know why she looks like Scootaloo, but she's not Scootaloo.
Also, random side tangent. Do you know what EVE Online is?
Yeah.
The super autistic
why
space
do none
game?
of them have cutie marks?
Oh, I didn't know. That's not a good angle for it. Yeah, that's better-ish.
They don't have cutie marks.
Nobody's got a butt tattoo. Well, apparently
Why
they
don't
just...
you have your ass tattoo?
Maybe they just don't... It's not a thing anymore? I don't know.
Look at... They're naked!
It was very odd seeing them without it.
Why are you naked?
Is the orange one in the middle a boy?
Yes.
Because the face is different.
Yes, that is a boy.
I do like the purple one with the blue hair. I like the hair. Also, she's a unicorn. She's a superior race.
It's like, I know ponies don't wear clothes often, but they just feel wrong with no cutie marks.
Yeah, no, they need their butt tattoos. Odd. I wonder what explanation they had for them all losing their ass tats. Why do they all have hats? You don't need to wear hats. Nobody in the original series wore hats.
Now, how do you take that off when you're a fucking unicorn? Why do you have a beard? He has a goatee!
It's just weird.
It is.
You know what? I kind of see why all the other series were mostly just women. Now that there's like a mix of men and women, it just feels weird. What the fuck is
You
that
look
guy? Does he have an ass tattoo though? Like, look at his like back left flank. There's like a mark of yellow there. Or maybe that's just like the sunlight being weird. I don't know.
I don't know.
They all look really weird.
It's because they wanted more body diversity for the ponies.
It's cringe and gay.
Yeah.
We need less men in this, apparently. The men ones are throwing me off.
Oh, look it. The adults have them. And so they have to be fully grown adults to get their cutie marks.
But we learn with the cutie mark crusaders that most of them get their cutie mark in elementary school. It's just that the crusaders are the ones that are kind of fucked.
You know, I wish at the end of the series that the crusaders actually got their marks. And nope, they're forever markless.
I think they do, though. Like in a skip ahead scene, they have their marks. Except like the cutie mark crusaders mark has actually physically become their cutie mark. Which I don't know what that means.
Oh, what's your cutie mark? I don't know. To eternally look for my cutie mark. They did get cutie marks? Okay. They got their marks around season 5 as a full musical episode? Oh, good. So life counselors? Oh, that's funny.
Could be. But I was just letting you know, because, you know, I sit and I do my Steam queue thing. And it turns out the people that made Eve, the really autistic space game, are making a second MMO called Eve Vanguard. So that's going to be autistic as fuck. It's apparently a looter shooter. Good luck with that shit.
Yep. Part of Gen 5 was the marks went away.
Why, though?
You know what, Mizu? Maybe we do just have to grit our teeth, bear it, and watch Gen 5 just so we can properly vent.
I need to know the lore of how they lose their butt tattoos.
We will learn how they lose their butt tattoos. Just not today.
And if you consider reboot canon. But okay, so you could say, well, that's why it's a monarchy.
Okay.
But the problem is that the show explicitly shows democratic processes on 2 occasions. One was in the show, and one was in the comic books. And in both instances, it's portrayed as a bad way to operate society. So, in the town itself, Pipsqueak, a humble working-class cult, described derogatorily as a transplant from Trottingham by the antagonist's mother. His platform focuses on practical improvements like fixing a damaged playground equipment. His campaign, managed by the Cutie Mark Crusaders, emphasizes positivity, fairness, and community needs. Diamond Tiara, a wealthy, spoiled filly from a rich family, backed by her elitist mother, Spoiled Rich, a school board member who presses her to win for status reasons. Diamond's tactics are overtly negative and manipulative. She uses blackmail, threatening to expose classmates' secrets, bribery implied through favors, mudslinging and bullying, including belittling her own supporters.
You know, I forgot how much of a little shit Diamond Tiara was.
Oh, 100%. Also, real quick, Toa for 5. Eve Vanguard was originally a PS3 exclusive team shooter. Did about as well as you'd expect an FPS on console that isn't named Halo.
Imagine they never get a mark, so they just tattoo. Do you think there's a pony tattoo artist out there?
I mean, maybe.
And if so, why isn't there more tattoos on ponies? Or actually, thinking about it, imagine somebody never gets their cutie mark and just gets one tattooed. Is there a way that you can prove that your cutie mark is fake or not?
Yeah, true. What if you get a cutie mark tattoo because you haven't gotten yours yet, but then you learn what you actually want to do? Does it like layer on top of each other, or does it replace it?
You know, these are all deep questions that we deserve answers for, but we'll never get them. Man.
Silver Spoon doing a sing-off debate. And at times, she is seen as potentially winning. Now, this time, within the series, Pipsqueak wins. But even after he wins, Diamond Tiara still uses her money to sabotage by exploiting budget issues to deny his playground promise.
Oh, goodness.
Eventually going back on this, but basically, the message of the episode is rich people manipulate politics to their own ends.
Oh, what? That's a very progressive, well, and conservative message.
Well, yes, but keep in mind that typically within a progressive world, communism is framed as the alternative, which we will point out in My Little Pony, it is very not. It's framed as pure evil, not monarchism. In this world, the alternative to the democratic process is monarchism. Now, I'll note within the show itself, there is a mayor named Mayor. Now, if you only take the show as canon, this to me would mean that there are actually not elections, and this is an appointed position because, I mean, she's named mayor, right? We never see an election in the show. We never see another leader after.
But you're talking about it's a play on words, right? It's spelled like mayor isn't a female horse, right?
Absolutely, but like she's named the mayor. But anyway,
determinism. I don't know.
But in the comic book spinoff, we see that actually this is an elected position. So what happens in the comic books? Well, the incumbent current administrator is forced to resign and then has to compete against Filthy Rich, a very rich pony. Well, Filthy Rich, unlike his daughter, who competed in the other election, also uses money, this time without doing underhanded tactics, but he's clearly the less competent candidate, so incompetent that he resigns after winning, to win.
Oh my gosh.
To win.
You know, the fact that his daughter used more underhanded tactics than he did is kind of funny. But it also shows that women are absolute fucking bitches that will just sabotage anyone that gets in their way.
Exactly. Never compete against a woman, chat. They will dig up every negative thing about your life and use it against you.
Did you know in 3rd grade that you did this to this person? Yeah, I found out. How? Because I kidnapped the person and they told me.
Oh, they hit you lower in the belt than that. They'll be like, oh, do you remember when your grandma died and you didn't get to say goodbye? It was me, Barry. I did it.
Jeez, you know how you couldn't say goodbye to your grandma and that train broke down? I cut the tracks. I was the reason why you couldn't see her. I saw her instead.
I even cut the brake lines on your grandmother's car. That's the reason she was dying. Why is Celestia a cake addict? She likes her sugar. You know, every ruler has to have an addiction to something. Some is black tar heroin, some is cake. They had to make it cake after the Princess Molestia thing got shut down. The fact that Princess Molestia managed to reach the writer's room is still so fucking... I'm still super annoyed they shut it down. It was funny. Well, it's like, actually, they didn't shut down Princess Molestia. The artist did say that they chose to move on their own because they started getting bored. They wanted it shut down, but the artist left before they could do anything. But unfortunately, the art did have to get taken down because of the Tumblr porn ban of 2014. I don't think there was ever any Molestia porn. It was just very suspect. I mean, there were other people that made porn of it. It was caught in the crossfire because of mass reporting of not safe for work stuff. And you know how Tumblr is. True. Princess Molestia is freaking hilarious. Never heard of it before? Yeah, that was a whole fucking thing. Now, I bet artists got too much backlash from toxic fans. They actually had some pretty decent support. There were some people that was going after them, but a lot of people were in on the joke. And it was great.
And keep in mind, you could be like, well, progressives complain about how money corrupts election cycles, right? I agree. But the alternative isn't typically monarchism. But in here, monarchism is never questioned. The monarchs within this world are never shown as being, self-centered or flawed, despite the fact that they live in giant palaces that presumably they had other people build to them. There is huge wealth and power disparity between the princesses and the other people in this world.
For sure, yeah.
No one is shown as able to question one of the princesses. The princesses make decisions to go to war unilaterally at multiple points in the show. How to resolve wars is handed unilaterally in the show. And they are framed as like the perfect philosopher kings, always on the front battle, always trying their best to do right for the people, but with astronomical amounts of power. And I should note here that they're not just framed as like normal monarchs, right? They're not like Munchus Molbeg. No, this show says not only should you have monarchs, not only should they be genetically modified super beings, but they should be treated as gods by everyone else in the world.
But their hair flows in a cool way, of course, obviously.
They are treated as, I'm not wrong here, they're treated as literal gods in the show.
Yeah.
And Twilight like earns this status and is just treated as a god afterwards.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to the communist part.
Oh no.
Did you ever see this episode? This episode is like shocking. We should show it to our kids. It's a good episode to teach kids about why communism is evil.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I did. A bunch of these episodes.
You know, it is a good way to teach kids that communism is evil. Just show them the 2 episodes of My Little Pony and it'll really sink in.
Yeah. It was a good lesson for children.
Yep. Don't forget, commies are not real people.
You can hit them with your car.
I remember a bunch I don't, though.
So, as we've noted, every pony gets a cutie mark. This is basically the ways that we are genetically different from other people, our inbuilt proficiencies. And it is shown very much in the show, follow your inbuilt proficiency. Don't try to be good at something that you don't have a natural talent for. I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't think that there's a single episode of the show where somebody's like, but should I actually follow my cutie mark? I don't want to live my entire life by what I was interested in as a teenager. But in the show, you get your cutie mark and everyone can see it too. It's very much like in Starship Troopers when they show everybody's scores on like the board.
Yes.
So everybody knows like, this is what you're doing for the rest of your life.
Except you effectively have the score tattooed on your forehead.
And that's effectively what the universe is. Yeah. The magic decides that you're good at something at a certain age. That gets tattooed on you for the rest of your life. And if you go against it, you're just being an idiot and you're going to fail. Because this is an episode where their cutie marks are switched up and they try things that aren't their talent and their lives are shown as miserable. So I love that. That's so anti-urban monoculture. That is, we are born different with different genetic proficiencies. Lean into what you're good at. People can be different and still be friends.
Yeah, that's true. It really does run against blank slateism. That's pretty radical.
Yeah. Look, just because Pegasus have talents and abilities that unicorns don't, or unicorns have talents and abilities that Earth ponies don't, doesn't mean they can't get along and be friends. Yeah. It's just, they should only live in a non-segregated society when absolutely.
I mean, they could be friends. But doesn't mean that Earth ponies should know how to read or write.
Separate but equal. Get back on the plantation, Earth pony.
Get back to the mines. The Earth ponies yearn for the mines.
Do we ever, understand exactly what Pinkie Pie's family is breaking rocks for, by the way? They're just, literally walking around breaking fucking rocks all day.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Which it kind of comes across as that shit that, in movies, they make prisoners do just to keep them busy. Where they just have them walk around and break rocks all day as a punishment. Is that just Pinkie Pie's family? They're just a prison colony?
Okay, it's because they look for gems and stuff to sell.
Oh, so they are miners.
Pinkie Pie's family breaks rocks because they work on a rock farm, a place in Equestria where rocks are farmed and grown like plants to produce gems. Breaking the rock allows the family to harvest the smaller valuable gems, which they then likely sell. Oh, okay, so apparently Pinkie Pie's family is supposed to be an allegory for the Amish. And she was the one in the family to leave and find her own path in life.
Oh, I knew she was supposed to be Amish.
Yeah, until she gets depressed and then she goes back to rocks.
Also, I'd like to point out that if her family is ever happy, their hair just naturally becomes frizzy.
Necessary. Just mostly segregate unless you really want to, be different. So anyway, In the cutie map, the main 6 are summoned by Twilight Sparkle's magical cutie map to a remote village where ponies live under the rule of Starlight Glimmer. The villagers have had their cutie marks, unique symbols representing each pony's innate talents, passions, and often racial traits, magically removed and replaced with identical equal signs. This enforces a philosophy of absolute equality. No one is allowed to excel or differ in skills, appearance, or abilities. The result is a gray, monotonous, utopian turned dystopia where baking produces bland muffins instead of delicious treats, denying culinary talent. Construction yields shoddy houses, suppressing building expertise. Everyone smiles forcedly, but is secretly miserable, with dissenters locked into re-education rooms blasting propaganda like, in sameness there is peace. Exceptionalism is a lie.
In sameness there is peace. Exceptionalism is a lie. Free yourself from your cutie mark. Choose equality as your special talent.
Hey, this is pretty good.
This door shut tighter than a summer of piglets and shoot. I can't even make countryisms no more.
Good morning.
I trust you had a pleasant night. This way, please. There are some friends who would like to see you.
We have a welcome ceremony for new friends. The whole village joins together to build you your own cottage.
Not interested.
Now, to really go against all of this, Starlight preaches that differences cause conflict and that true friendship comes from Satanists, but she's a hypocrite. She secretly maintains her own cutie mark, maintain magic and control. Very Napoleon. This is very much, equality. Some people are more equal than others. It's the progressive treating.
Napoleon the pig from Animal Farm, not Napoleon Bonaparte.
Because we do not separate ourselves by more than name. In our town, we dare not compete.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not something that would naturally emerge from scenarios of a girl playing with a bunch of girly toys. This is some kind of
very
political message.
clearly an allegory for communism, and not just communism, but the urban monoculture more specifically, denying that.
Just imagine if Starlight Glimmer was an Earth pony that was somehow able to control magic, and when she brought people into the commune, if they were different races, like either a unicorn or a Pegasus, they had to either break their horn or clip the flying parts of their wings, just so they all remain equal.
To be fair, I don't think it qualifies as the Human Rights Campaign logo, because that's specifically a yellow equal sign inside a blue square. It's just an equal sign because equals means, equal. Yeah. I honestly, on that case, don't think it was that deep.
Horse Jonestown, what the fuck? Oh, it's great. Dark? Yes, I like taking concepts and making it worse.
Humans are born different from each other and with unique traits.
I can't deny that. My gosh.
Within a context that the character is treated as supremely villainous, as threatening as any evil villain that they see in throughout the entire show. And I have to say, I always really like the different characters' reaction to this, because you see, like, if I look at the racial coding of the various characters, it's pretty clear what it is. The Applejack is racially coded as Appalachian, like sort of American redneck. Rarity is clearly coded as a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Pinkie Pie is very clearly coded as Jewish. I'm so surprised.
Really?
She is a comedian.
Why did he have to insert the Rarity thing?
That's probably because audio might have either corrupted or he accidentally forgot about Rarity when he was explaining this. I don't know.
Maybe.
Because there's a lot of cuts from here. So, who knows?
Well, because then he says Pinkie Pie is Jewish. She's very clearly meant to be Amish. Although there is a show there is a kind of an abridged series of My Little Pony where they basically turn her into a gypsy or a Roma. And I think that is probably how maybe the Europeans would probably see it, because they wouldn't really have much experience with Amish. Her family would probably look somewhat similar to Roma.
Yeah, but what Officer Halfan says, no, dummy, Pinkie's not Jewish, her husband is.
Yeah, he is. Is Weird Al actually Jewish? Yeah, probably.
I believe so, yeah.
with fluffy hair who is incredibly gregarious and always hosting parties. Simone, she's Jewish to the core. We often point out that Jews are far more gregarious than other ethnic groups in terms of the size of the friend networks they keep. You want to see our episode on this, you can look at our Why Do Jews Have Friends episode, because it's just borne out in the data. And
Why do Jews have friends episode?
Lemmy, what is this channel?
I don't know. I only watched like 15 minutes of this. I love it.
Also,
why do Jews have friends?
To clarify for chat, because chat says Weird Al is not Jewish, he's Protestant. Jewish actually refers to 3 separate things. It is an ethnicity. You can be born with Jewish heritage. It is a nationality. You can be born as a Jewish citizen from Jerusalem. And it is a religion. You can be born or convert into the religion of Judaism. There's only a couple different things in the world like that, where it is considered 3 different things. And typically the religion has to have an entire country for themselves in order for it to be considered that. Oddly enough, does not apply to Catholics, despite the fact they do have the Vatican.
Okay, I'm gonna send the Why Do Jews Have Friends episode to Rage without any context.
Fair.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I agree it's probably a rage bait channel. However, there's probably a small amount of truth behind it. Like
They're silly little guys.
All good rage bait comes with a nugget of truth. Because if you're just saying stuff that's patently false, nobody's really gonna stay to listen.
They have a fairly popular channel too, so.
Fair.
Because, let's see, what's their most popular videos right now? Let's see. Jews are not smarter, the truth is weirder.
Yeah.
And communism's pedo problem.
That's just accurate. Are you sure this is a rage bait channel?
They're just silly little guys just talking about what they feel on specific subjects.
Oh, no. Weird Al Yankovic's parents are Austrian.
Oh.
So he fits right in the My Little Pony universe and their apparent fascism.
Yep. They're pretty genuine, but certainly have some takes. You know, I like their style.
Would it change your
comedian?
perception of them if you knew definitively if it was real opinions or rage bait?
They're entertaining. I'll keep watching them.
Fair.
Because it's like I'll watch most anybody if they are genuinely entertaining. Even if I don't like them as like a person, if their content is funny, I will still watch it.
Reminds me of the brony who went around to cons presenting on how MLP's philosophy could be reconciled with objectivism. Chad, I'm not a political philosopher. I got no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Hey Nasco, I've seen these guys before. What are they talking about in this video? My Little Pony's argument for a racist colonialist monarchy.
They're making some good points, chat.
They are?
They are.
Weird Al fucked Pinkie Pie? Yes. He did.
Oh,
and
it's
he
Ayn
is
Rand's
proud of
philosophy.
it. If I knew they were fake, I'd spread them far and wide to enjoy the fallout.
A more classically Jewish job than comedian. Then you have Rainbow Dash, the one with rainbow hair that people often think is gay coded, when not at all. She's very coded as Americana tomboy, like very competitive, very like I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I can do better than what anyone else can do. And then you have Fluttershy, who I've always taken as coded. Twilight's obviously just autistic, who I've always taken to be coded as either Muslim or Catholic. A very timid woman. And what's funny about this is the way that this timid sort of Muslim Catholic coded character, when they're all singing about how everyone's better when they're equal and they take away the way that everyone is different, is getting really into it and kind of likes the idea, which I think sort of aligns with the weird Muslim progressive alliance that we've seen. Or you could say the Catholic majority areas are still dominantly progressive voting if you look at maps of overlap where Catholic concentrations are in the United States and progressive voting patterns. Whereas the Jewish coded character is giving her a very angry look.
We don't complicate. When you learn to simplify life.
And the Americana coded character is like from the beginning. It's so funny that like it's coded like the other ponies or some of the ponies might accidentally go along with this or think that this makes sense. And the Americana coded is like, this is a joke, right? Like immediately after they do their big song, just not having it at all.
You're kidding, right? Give up our cutie marks? No way! Rainbow Dash.
Like, you guys can't be serious. The world would be better if we didn't lean into our unique genetic profiles and
You know, if Rainbow Dash wasn't there, which one of the remaining main 6 do you think would have just went with the communists?
It's definitely just Fluttershy, possibly Twilight a little bit. I don't think Rarity ever would. Rarity would flip her shit. I do have to agree with him on one thing, because even in the official series, I think it's like somewhat hinted that Rainbow Dash and Applejack are like sort of a couple or something by the end of it. But yeah. Rainbow Dash is 1,000% thirsty for like every dick that she passes. Like every single time there's like a vaguely competitive male in the show, she's just like, no, I would with this guy 1,000% every time.
And she is a dominant tomboy. That's what she is.
Yeah. I would maybe give her a pass as bisexual. But she definitely wants the dick.
It's like, that's why I like her figurine. The human figurine, because she's tanned and she's a tomboy.
Yeah.
Talents. And I'll note here where you can be like, well, this isn't aligning with the ethnic background thing. I mean, it's like, well, not exactly. Most cutie marks are in some way tied to the ethnic coding, i.e. Earth Pony, Pegasus, or Unicorn, of the pony that has it. For example, Twilight's cutie mark could only be had by Unicorn because it's tied to magic. Rainbow Dash's cutie mark is tied to flying. It can only be had by a pony of her ethnic affiliation.
You put a lot of thought into this.
Explain to you how My Little Pony brainwashed an entire generation of youth into being okay with ethnic differences and accepting that we can have ethnic differences and still get along with each other. And that you should lean into your ethnic differences and admit them, otherwise your life will be horrible. And that communism is...
You know, the kids that were raised with the new generation of My Little Pony, they are like, from what people have been seeing as they have gotten older, are more conservative. So, you know what? Maybe he's onto something.
He is correct. We have turned the children into conservatives by brainwashing them with My Little Pony.
Just fucking imagine. You just interview somebody that's just a raging commie hater. It's like, what got you started on not liking communism? Well, you see, there's this episode of My Little Pony.
It was that one damn episode. It just opened my eyes and I couldn't close them.
I don't know why, but just the way you say things, it's just fucking funny.
You're welcome.
This is why I adore you, Sue. Never change.
I'm working on it.
It's hard out here for a conservative brony who lives rent-free in my head. He's very deadpan. He is.
That had a ton of emotion behind it, chat. How dare.
Does this mean the fat electrician is a secret brony? I wouldn't doubt that there's a lot of people out there that were secret bronies.
Yeah, I think a lot of people watched it to the point, like, when I have mentioned stuff about My Little Pony, there are people who I would have guessed had seen it, would get the reference. And it's like, I know what you are. I know exactly what you are.
Oh my. That's why I defend My Little Pony in 40k fandom circles I'm in. It helps fight communism. It's emperor approved. It's like there's too many similarities sometimes between Warhammer 40k and My Little Pony. That's probably why the crossover between them is so large. Because almost every single person that I've talked to who's into Warhammer was also into My Little Pony. And yes, I'm counting Arch too, because he fell down the brony rabbit hole, and now I'm sending him a rarity figure.
I stopped around the season where they vilified the Department of Education. I don't remember that one. I am genuinely curious now.
Dropping MLP references in army barracks and looking to see whose face twitches.
Oh, welcome to the puddle, Sheriff Pumpkin. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. We're talking about My Little Pony.
I once saw some art of a dreadnought bisecting Pinkie Pie. You know what? I think I've actually seen that one.
Twilight is setting up a school and her enemy is the kingdom's Department of Education equivalent. You know what? I agree. My Little Pony is very based and red-pilled. Fuck the Department of Education.
How dare she want to have her own at-home schooling for the children?
Exactly.
Then the drill sergeant starts screaming at you because you did the reference wrong. Well, nice seahorse model, Lumi. Thank you. My artist did a very beautiful job with this one. And this is the 1.0 pony model that she did. She now has a 2.0 pony model with upgraded graphics and more movement.
The interesting thing about Captain Planet is supposedly the reason the villains were so over the top was that kids wouldn't hate their parents who worked in the industry. Not sure if it worked. It didn't need to work because nobody liked Captain Planet. Everybody hated it.
Oh, I got a response from Rage. Just Lumi, why?
Why not? That's always the correct response. Why not? The hell is Captain Planet? Captain Planet was like a show from like the 80s about this multicultural group of kids that would put their power rings together and they would summon a blue man in spandex to fight pollution in the world. And the thing is, it was only kept on TV because the owner of the entire network insisted it be kept on TV. It was so ridiculously hated that it actually tanked the views of the show that came after it, which was a highly popular show. And they would try and get kids to watch Captain Planet all sorts of different ways. They'd put a super popular show before it, and you would see like the super popular show like broke ratings records. Then Captain Planet came on and it just tanked instantly. Everybody immediately clicked off the channel. Like it's weird because I didn't know this for the longest time. I always thought Captain Planet was like huge with like my parents' generation. And then I actually learned when I looked at the statistics, nobody fucking watched this show ever. Like no one liked it.
Even back then, environmentalism is just cringing gay.
No kid wants a show about environmentalism. They were like, okay, put Power Rangers back on.
Yeah. Didn't that shit-ass show tackle fucking AIDS? Yeah, let's add that shit to a kid show. Really? Yeah. I didn't know. Huh. Well, I got some Captain Planet to research later. But that'll be it. Let's continue.
Is terrible and evil, and that monarchism is clearly better than democracy, and that colonialism was actually good, and that natives just needed to take some time to learn. They actually like this stuff. And that in truth, it is the less privileged ethnic groups, like the Earth Ponies, that benefit the most from segregation and segregated.
Wait, how?
Well, remember, the only reason that the Apple family is able to make money with their orchard instead of the unicorns using magic is because the unicorns are essentially not allowed to participate in industries that produce basic goods like lumber or apples or food production, which seems to be basically by cultural norms within this universe exclusive to the lower caste of Earth ponies. And keep in mind, there is like a military race in this. The Pegasus are said to be specifically the military race.
Do you think there's a My Little Pony equivalent to Martin Luther King Jr. for the Earth ponies?
I could see it.
There are Earth ponies in the military, but we are seeing when their society is divided out in the Hearthwarming Eve episode that the Pegasi are explicitly assigned a military caste structure, and the elite groups within the military, like the Wonderbolts, are all Pegasus exclusive.
Man, did you realize this when you were first watching it? Or did you just find yourself thinking about it one day?
I don't know when this. I mean, it's something I remember thinking like, this show is great at teaching about ethnic and racial differences, and getting kids just accepted. You know, some people are just born different, and that's fine. And I did not think about, because I didn't know about like all the comics and stuff like that. The show would never criticize the monarchy. I thought that it would have at some point within like the 22 seasons it got, there would be some episode where they're like, hey, having a genetically modified god king rule absolutely is maybe not the best way to run a society. Nope,
it's okay. It's working for Warhammer 40k just fine. The God Emperor will always live, always survive. Just gotta sacrifice a few 100,000 psychers for that. You know, I wonder if you switch the God Emperor of Mankind with Princess Celestia, just only them, just switch them out. How many do you think it would have to be Earth Pony sacrificed or a bunch of unicorns?
I don't know.
Because you would think it would, like, what would be the pony equivalent to a psyker?
I mean, it's just got to be unicorns.
Yeah.
MLP is probably doing better than Games Workshop these days.
It is. Unicorn psychers. Yeah.
Be fair, MLP is backed by Hasbro. It is literally too big to fail territory.
Yeah. You know, I'm sure there's pony Kriegsmen out there already, but I want to see more pony Kriegs. I think that'd be all right. Let's go.
Never. And I didn't know that every time, it never occurred to me until I was there.
Well, technically, they were sacrificing unicorns to move the sun before Celestia came to be.
True.
Well, hey, look at that. Oh, there's a lot. Well, you guys are going to have to put that in the Warhammer chat in the Discord.
Actually, like going through this with an AI, every time democracy is brought up, it's framed as corrupted by wealth. The same family both times, by the way, so that's also interesting.
I like the critique because at least it's a little different from others. It's like, listen, democracy, it just doesn't work.
Oh, this man has gone through at least 4 Coolers Light because he was putting all of his empty cans lower down to the side, and he just popped open a new one. He is just happily drinking, talking about one of his favorite shows. You know, I wish I could be this carefree. He is living his best life.
Yes.
Because wealthy people get involved and ruin it, which is not normally the criticism I hear. So that's interesting too.
Yeah, well, and I also find it to be actually a fairly interesting, like they don't just go into like surface level. It's good to lean into your natural born talents. We're born different, but that doesn't mean we can't be friends. And it doesn't mean that sometimes a Pegasus can't be an animal person. It doesn't mean that sometimes, you know, an Earth pony can't be a fashionista. It just means that normally they can't or shouldn't try to. Unless
right, averages are averages, something. Yeah.
Averages, right. I thought that that's what it would stop at, but it doesn't stop at that. It then is like, and actually we should segregate society because if we don't, it's the Earth ponies who are going to suffer the most.
Oh my gosh.
I actually, you know, if you look at segregation more broadly.
Arch spoke on it. The Merlin pony was sacrificing unicorns to keep the sun and moon moving. Then Luna and Celestia came about. Star Swirl of Bearded did that?
Possible. Unicorns don't have monopoly on magic. Sakura the zebra pony had her own brand. She didn't have magic though. It was more like alchemy. She's mixing potions and shit.
You know, I'm gonna have to watch Arch's other My Little Pony lore videos because I only watched the one she did on Queen Chrysalis.
We need a zebra show, Tucker. No.
I told Raid the video is mentioned in the My Little Pony video we're watching. He just says, just tell me to kill myself instead, please.
By the way, after this, I want to ask you about the new pony versus furry fight that's apparently going on. Also, don't look at your Discord. I'm just sending you random games I found. Yes.
Why are they fighting this? Actually, no, you'll answer that when we get to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Many times, it actually is for the benefit of the one that doesn't have an advantage within the field. So, an example here. What is one of the most segregated places of our existing society? Sports. Sports is highly sex segregated. Sports is sex segregated for the benefit of women.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If we were going to make sports like more fair, right? Like if you were going to say, let's racially segregate the Olympics, right? Who would benefit most from like racially segregating sprinting? Okay. White people would benefit. It is the person who is in the back foot who often benefits from segregation. Segregation, and here what I'm pointing out here is some groups of African genetics appear to just be dramatically faster at a short sprinting than
distance running too. So yeah.
Also distance running, but I think they have a bigger advantage in sprinting. I don't remember where the bigger advantage is, but they have a bigger advantage in one or the other. But if you were to racially segregate that, like everyone could be like, how dare you racially segregate that? Who are you helping? You're helping the whites. And this is often true of racial segregation, which is something that I think is just not talked about in our society. And now people can be like, well, it hasn't been used that way historically. And it's like, well, I mean, it actually has with sex segregation in sports. It has with sex segregation of bathrooms. Sex segregation of bathrooms isn't done for the benefit of men. It's done for the benefit of women.
Nobody could even argue that racial segregation in, for example, the United States did lead to some really prosperous Black communities. Like Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? We went to that museum and they talked about how there was this really like affluent, wonderful community. And then like the white people who were just sitting out there like in the cold pour, getting really resentful, came and like
burned it down.
Yeah, like destroyed it because the more segregated Black community was absolutely killing it. They were doing fantastically.
Actually, you make a point there. I haven't thought about this, and I may go into an AI because this could make a very interesting other episode. But I do remember that the Tulsa community wasn't unique. There were a number of areas in the United States, if you go back to the 1950s, where there were known to be extremely wealthy Black communities when contrasted with the neighboring groups. And I am not familiar with, in modern America, extremely wealthy segregated Black communities. Well,
and I feel like there are other maybe examples of, we'll say, forced segregation, like Mormon communities, where like within certain Mormon communities, there are cycles, like up cycles of wealth, because they all kind of feed into each other and collaborate more and try to buy to sell.
You know, it's like, I know delving into politics just a little bit, but this does reflect on what, like, I know recent event, but what Charlie Kirk was saying when he was debating somebody on the Civil Rights Act, saying that it doesn't benefit African Americans because it essentially just killed a lot of wealth that they had. And so when it first was used, it was used correctly, but then it was used to, like, you know, basically kneecap a lot of people, and now they're stuck in government. Shit like that. That's interesting. This show is a shame. Y'all need help, I'll pray for you. Hey, My Little Pony is... and we're having fun. So, that's what it's all about. So, if you don't want to hang around, that's fine. I shall pray for you. Good night.
There.
Sell to and buy from each other preferentially.
Yeah, but I wonder if, I mean, that'd be very interesting. It's certainly something we wouldn't learn in school. One of the things that we point out in some of our other episodes, and I'll put the graph on screen here because it shocked me when I saw this. If you look at American black wealth from the 1950s to today, and then you adjust it by income level, and you contrast it with how much white wealth has raised during this period, contrasted with how much white wealth has gone up when you adjust for inflation, black wealth has gone up almost nothing since the 1950s. Again, contrasted with how much white wealth has gone up. And this is a Wall Street Journal graph here. Now, there's different ways you can measure this. This is median household income, I think, that can give you different, but like any way you measure it, you see a huge increase in white and a very, very moderate to small increase and this could be caused by the negative economic effects of desegregation, which I've never thought about or looked into before.
Well, and I'm also thinking about the episode that we did on ethnic cartels that sort of talked about, why are certain sort of like random ethnic groups in certain areas, they just like own donut businesses or hotels or 7-Elevens or something like that. And like a big factor then is also in-group favoring, providing very affordable financing, more efficient hiring because it's really culturally compatible and there's more of an honor system where like, hey, I'm hiring your cousin, you better not screw up because now your whole family's on the line. Like, yeah, there are a lot of things that make me think, if I look at the LDS community, I look at racial or ethnic cartels, and then I look at wealthy and affluent black communities that existed pre the end of segregation.
They're talking about statistics stuff. But you're free to leave if you want. Okay, bye. Otherwise, if you're not going to behave, then you'll get timed out.
Actually a secondary positive effect of segregation, which comes from these communities, which you're probably not thinking about. So if you look at, you go back to the 1950s or whatever, when a black individual or black American would become wealthy, they would often continue to live within a majority black community. So they would have majority black culture, but they would also act as a role model for the other, the black kids growing up in that community.
And bring wealth to that community. Yeah, improve
black people can achieve. You saw this in like Harlem and stuff like this in New York. It wasn't just like this area. If you go today, when a black individual becomes wealthy, they just go and move in with a white community, which means that the wealth that they have now and the positive cultural, effect that they could have for the community that they were born in is removed from that community in a modern context.
Yeah,
which didn't happen.
The halo effect, that halo is being moved and is now radiating onto a community that is not primarily black, you're saying?
Yeah, they're removing whenever somebody becomes successful within
Easy. I'm sorry that I'm about to go off on a tangent, but my brother in Christ, I'm sorry, but you are literally retarded. I said because they're talking about racial segregation and how desegregation was a bad thing for the black community. And he was saying that the Civil Rights Act was a bad thing for the black community because it just, flatlined wealth growth. That's what I was saying. If you need me to say it slower for you, I can do that. If you're going to keep bitching and be retarded, feel free to leave.
Lumi, don't get into fights with the people. They're trying to...
No, it's just one person. Yeah, I'm gonna time him out because he's just literally retarded. There's no talk. There's no reason to people like this. Okay, enjoy your time. Bye.
Also, hi, Bandog. Bandog says hi.
Okay, let's continue.
Because, like, in our society, wealthy people aren't segregated. Poor people is still very much segregated. Like, I can go to a Mexican neighborhood or a Filipino neighborhood or a white neighborhood or a black neighborhood. If it's poor, it's going to be segregated very frequently. It is the extremely wealthy communities that are non-segregated. And that actually has a really negative effect on non-white communities.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even poor white communities probably would benefit from...
Well, I mean, consider, because not every group does this. If you look at Jewish individuals, right? Like, if we talk about why Jewish exceptionalism, this could be one of the traits that leads to it. When a Jew becomes extremely wealthy, they do not move to live with a majority non-Jewish community. They stay.
Yeah, like with the LDS Church. Yeah, there's self-imposed segregation.
Yeah, when this is often true for Asian communities as well, because I was friends with like wealthy, Japanese people. They still went to the Japanese cultural events and stuff like that. I've been friends with wealthy Koreans. They do the same. They often stay connected in terms of where they live and their friend network with the less wealthy members of their community, instead of creating communities that are mono wealth ethnic communities.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy, My Little Pony. This touches on some spicy topics.
Well, it's so funny because I don't know what's her name. Who did My Little Pony: Friendship is Witchcraft?
Sarah, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, continue. Jenny Nicholson. Yeah, she got in so much hot water and wanted to distance herself from the entire community because she dared to make some little sub joke in her plots about. It was a gypsy community. Yeah, it was the gypsy character. And
yeah, gypsy magic. No. She implied, I think, that Pinkie Pie
was a gypsy.
Claims you were right with devastation. There's a simple explanation. You're a toy maker's creation trapped inside a crystal ball.
Was a gypsy, and then she caught heat from her urban monoculture followers about it, and then just kind of wanted to just throw up her hands and distance herself from the entire My Little Pony community.
Yeah, that's
and
wild,
here you are
by the
highlighting
way.
such.
I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like, out of every raunchy, rude, mean joke that Friendship is Witchcraft made, the only one they got pushback for was just making Pinkie Pie a gypsy, specifically using the word gypsy.
That is so fucking retarded.
Which is, it's just a word. It's how you refer to it. And they're like, you're not supposed to call, you can't call her a gypsy. You have to call her Romani. Like, shut the fuck up.
I can message the gypsy man V that I know right now and say, hey, are you offended over the word gypsy? Then he'll probably just say, no, are you fucking stupid? I'm like, okay.
You actually have to find re-uploads of the song she was just singing, as well as her other song, Gypsy Bard, because they deleted all of like the gypsy content from like the Pinkie Pie stuff they uploaded. You have to find it from other people. And Jenny Nicholson has like publicly denounced it, and I'm like, it was funny. It was funny. You don't let people get you out of it.
They're their own thing.
Yeah, they are different.
Oh, technically, Trixie was the most gypsy-ish. She had her own cart and everything.
Yeah. I think with her, it was less racial, and it was more like, oh, she's a traveling musician, or magician.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
And wasn't there that whole thing? Like, just because of how I think the eyes were drawn for Trixie, people thought that she was trans.
I did not hear about that. I know there's an awful lot of porn of Trixie.
It's the way that how the eyes are drawn, because female ponies' eyes are drawn a specific way and male ponies are drawn a specific way. For one episode, they drew Trixie's eyes differently, and then they just fucking ran with it. And then it was eventually forgotten about.
All I know is there's an awful lot of porn of Trixie.
Yeah.
Including, but not limited to, Banned from Equestria Daily and Friendship with Benefits. And Friendship with Benefits 2, which is just as good as the first one.
People are paying Arch right now to play Friendship with Benefits.
It was a good game.
Porn of Trixie disgusting where
they had to color swap like a ton of the characters because of apparently anthropomorphic naked ponies are too close to the originals.
Such incredibly more controversial things that just the show unedited released.
Yeah.
Like,
nothing she did was as controversial as like just a colonialism episode.
Yeah.
We thought white people were bad until we saw them shoot some of us with guns. Then they realized they have things we want.
Just wow. That was enlightening. Not sure what I think of it yet, but
well, you could be like, okay, even though they were using the apple pies as a weapon, they weren't really an allegory for guns. They were just an allegory for like some sort of food that
they traded beads and clothing too.
What they could say is like, look, it's a food that white people make that Native Americans just couldn't get enough of, so much that they abandoned their ancestral traditions.
God.
Oh no, is it an allegory for alcohol? Like, come on, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll go to the next episode.
Thinking about it, all the cider that the Applejack's family is making, that they could just also be making moonshine on the side too. Honestly,
True. I will also say, and I don't want to make this like super historically political or whatever, but you've seen Futurama before, right?
Yeah.
Futurama also does a Native American episode where they talk about the moon people, and the moon people are the natives of the moon, and they sold their land for a giant diamond. And the entire conflict of the episode is they just keep referring to it as a rock, and nobody ever sees the rock. And they're complaining about how their ancestors were so dumb to sell their land for a rock. And then when they finally see it, the main characters it was Mars. Sorry, it's Mars. Sorry. But after they finally see the rock, they're like, dude, that's a fucking giant ass diamond. That's like literally worth billions. You're like the richest people for owning that. And then the main character's like, you know what? Cut you a deal. We'll sell you your land back if you give us the diamond. And the Native American characters go, fuck the land. We'll just use the giant diamond to buy new land, and then we'll pretend it's sacred. And people can complain about it all at once, but that's what has genuinely happened with a bunch of different Native American tribes. They're like, you know what? Give us a whole bunch of money. We'll just get different land, and we'll call that land sacred. And they just came up with new legends for the new land they're on, even though it's 100% not where they were born and not where their people stemmed from. Because ultimately, the goal was to get more money and more wealth, not... Nobody really gave a shit about the land. It was just a cudgel. Yes, they were going to make a casino, too.
I love you. The spicy episode, right? Spicy episode. Spicier than you expected. One of our...
Yeah, for those who can like push through and get past the fact that they have to come to terms with the reality that they're going to listen to a podcast episode on My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, the little girl show.
The little girl show. All about how monarchy is good and we should live in a racially segregated society.
Yeah, if they can get past that and actually listen to it. We'll see.
All right, love you to death, Simone.
Love you too, gorgeous.
So how did the comments do in today's video?
I just saw one comment that said that I wouldn't pass a Turing test, which is actually super true because every time I have to do one of those "Are you not a computer?" things, I have to do it like 5 times. I don't pass.
I think the rest is just them reading.
Just personal anecdotes.
Stuff. Yep.
So, would you like to hear about the brony controversy?
Yes. So, what's the new controversy?
So here, I will pull it up for chat, and I will share it for you, so you can also get like a little taste of it.
Okay.
Share screen. And I have a couple different random links pulled up. So this got shown the other day. This is apparently at a BronyCon called Mare Fair. This was posted about a week ago. And it just says, they really hate furries at Mare Fair, lmao. And it's a sticker with an anthro furry on it. It says, Animal Man, go home.
What the fuck?
Can you see it, Lumi, on Discord?
I pull it up for everyone to see.
Yeah.
On my stream. Animal Man, go!
So this kicked it off, and then we started seeing more stuff like this. It says, let us in your con, and you've got like the little Anon pony in the corner here, and it's just all these different furry cons.
You know, it's like, okay, I'm siding with the bronies because furries have an assload of fucking conventions that they can go to. They don't need to wear their goddamn fursuits to a pony con.
So I got the lore from a couple of these, right? So we kind of have, is it this one? Yeah, so the whole anti-furry stuff coming from on pony Twitter. Somebody says, in short, Mare Fair wants to remain mostly pony so it doesn't lose its identity like other MLP cons. Apparently, furries are kind of just also invading all the different brony cons and trying to turn them into de facto furry events. And supposedly, according to another comment, this convention, Mare Fair, was made specifically to be just pony and to get away from the furries. And then they still had a bunch of furries show up and try and co-opt it.
It's like, unfortunately, there's a decent amount of overlap between furries and bronies. But I have noticed over the years, a lot of bronies really fucking hate furries.
Yes. So then you have this person at the end that gives the deeper lore, which is an incident happened at the last BronyCon where some furries held up signs on the con floor reading "Bronies are just diet furries, change my mind." A repeat went down at Mare Fair. They're generalizing an entire fandom as horrible based on the behavior of half a dozen agitators. This is somebody who I've seen from other comments likes the furries, so they're like, oh, it's just a couple people causing problems.
It's like people have the right to say that they don't want furries at their convention.
Yes. So then you get other stuff like this person, which did this art. Where they're talking about apparently there was some problems at the convention. So they're just blaming the furries for it. It was the fur fact at the convention changed my mind.
That's funny.
You had this one. Seen way too many furries bitching about the Mare Fair stickers on my timeline. You have 7 trillion cons to go have orgies at. Leave the pony cons alone. And it's got a furry that's with a shirt that says "I love porn." Actually, bronies are exactly like us, so we should be allowed to invade your cons. And in the background, it's a FurCon HIV testing booth.
Wait, hold on. So that's why that convention map was all over Twitter, where it said HIV testing for a good portion of the con floor.
Yeah, so you can actually see it if you search Mare Fair. There's just a whole bunch of like people talking about it, but some people are saying it's just like online and none of it was like IRL. And you also see like a bunch of furries that are being like, well, furries should go. You know, it should be open for furries. And it's like whatever.
You know, this just makes me want to go to Mare Fair just because they're so anti-furry for that convention.
Yeah. But yeah,
Hey,
did you not know?
Next year, do you want to go to Mare Fair?
Depends on where it is, but sure. But have you never seen it that a lot of furry cons have HIV testing booths? Because
it's like I heard about it, but I thought they were like smaller booths, not actual dedicated rooms.
It started as like a small booth, and then over time, as they got more use, they started expanding them and making them bigger. But yeah, somebody got in a fight with me about this the other day, where I was like, they said, what? So you don't want to have like STD testing before you have casual sex with strangers?
You should do that before you go to a convention. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's literally what they said to me. And I was like, I don't want to go around having casual sex with strangers at all. And they replied like, you're clearly lying. Who wouldn't want to do that? Like, no. Most people don't want to run around all the time having casual sex with strangers they've never met in their life before. It literally is just a furry thing. The rest of us are not into that.
Yeah, furries have a really big swinger community, that's for sure.
It's weird for them. Like, look, if you want to do that, but you guys need to understand that's not normal. Like, most people are not into that. But I think I'm good there. If you are.
Yeah, good for now. We can wrap it up here. We can send the people off to wherever they want to go. Well, they don't get to choose where they go. They get to settle with the decisions of our own actions.
We pick where you go.
Rush Discord. Kick. That's the one thing that is a little annoying about Kick, is that you have to refresh your page if you didn't go live before you found a host or whatever.
Fair.
Da, da.
I am sending you guys to a VTuber who I apparently follow, but I don't remember them. Called Gora. So have fun. Go annoy them with pony stuff.
You know what? I'm gonna send you guys over to my Dry Bread because he's doing a fundraising stream on the side.
Bye chat. Bye Lumi chat.
See for Tick, I will send you guys Bambi.